These are the coronavirus developments this Saturday morning. Relatives told to expect the worst as cases of infection at a Sydney nursing home double. Another death from the Ruby Princess confirmed as a family sues, claiming a cover-up put lives at risk. The Queensland government planning a rescue bailout for Virgin Australia as 3 Chinese airlines look at a takeover.
The United States records its worst day yet for deaths, a staggering 4,500, while health officials in the United Kingdom warn of 6 waves of coronavirus still to come.
Around the world, more than 2.2 million people have been infected with COVID-19. The death toll this morning is approaching 150,000. In Australia, there are more than 6,500 confirmed cases. The death toll is now 65 after a man in his 40s died, the youngest so far. New South Wales has 2,926 cases. In Victoria, there are 1,302.
Queensland has 1,007 confirmed cases. Western Australia now has 541. In South Australia, there are 435 cases. Tasmania is up now to 184 cases. The ACT reported no new infections yesterday, and the Northern Territory has 28 cases.
Let's go live now to our team of reporters with the very latest developments this morning. First to Amber Laidler, who was in Sydney, where fears grow for dozens of residents at an aged care facility. And Amber, we understand that coronavirus cases there have doubled.
Yes, Mon, the number of confirmed cases at the Newmarch Anglicare home exploded from 15 to 30 overnight. That is 20 residents and 10 staff all confirmed to have coronavirus. And of course, we are now just waiting for that daily update from health authorities later today to find out if that number has soared again. One family of a resident at that home very tragically told to prepare for their loved one to die. Some of the residents are over 100 years old at this home, and the son of one of the 87-year-old residents there is now considering legal options against the home. We saw police there yesterday as counter-terror police and homicide detectives prepare for one of the most complex and largest investigations in our state's history into the Ruby Princess, the cruise ship that is the source of more than 600 confirmed cases and 21 deaths so far, including an American man, Chung Chen, who died earlier this month from coronavirus after he had been a passenger on the Ruby Princess. His family has now launched legal action against the operator, Princess Cruises, claiming that they recklessly endangered lives by continuing on with business as usual, despite knowing the allegation is that they knew there were outbreaks on board. That ship is due to leave Australian waters tomorrow.
To 7 News political reporter Taylor Aitken in Canberra now. Taylor, struggling airline Virgin Australia could be saved by China.
Good morning, Matt. That's right. In a new twist to this airline saga, there are reports today that 3 Chinese-backed carriers could be looking to scoop up Virgin Australia. It's understood the airlines, which include China Southern and Air China, are considering buying Virgin Australia Group. However, no formal offer has been lodged. It comes as the Queensland government moves to part fund a potential bailout bid, offering $200 million to back a second national airline, providing the headquarters remained in Queensland. However, the Morrison government remains firmly focused on the coronavirus infectious rate and how to best protect Australian lives. The Prime Minister has indicated that some of the current restrictions could be eased in 4 weeks, but that's only if testing and tracing measures were up to scratch. But he's now revealed that those measures also hinge on at least 40% of the population signing up to a government tracking app designed to notify any recent contacts of a confirmed case through Bluetooth technology. Subscription to the app is voluntary at this moment, but the government has so far hasn't ruled out making the app mandatory. Guys.
All right, let's go to the US now. And Bureau Chief Ashley Mullaney is in New York for us now. Ash, every morning we seem to wake up to worse news about America, and it has recorded another grim milestone.
Yeah, you know, Mon, we talk about these numbers every day, and every day it just stops me in my tracks, and particularly this figure. It's the worst 24-hour figure we've seen here in the United States. 4,591 deaths recorded in just one 24-hour period. Just a staggering number. And if the situation wasn't dire enough on the ground, it seems like we're heading into this new phase of political insults. The Governor Andrew Cuomo this morning getting stuck into Donald Trump after he announced these federal guidelines to reopen the economy. The governor here in New York saying he needs more support from the federal government and more access to testing before that would be possible. This is part of what Governor Cuomo had to say.
And then the only thing he's doing, let's be honest, well, it's up to the states to do reopen. By the way, it was always up to the states. What are you going to grant me what the Constitution gave me before you were born? It's called the 10th Amendment. I didn't need the President of the United States to tell me that I'm governor.
Two New Yorkers going toe-to-toe. It was never going to be pretty, and that's what we're seeing playing out every day now. Donald Trump straight on Twitter, even before Governor Cuomo had finished talking, saying that he should spend more time doing and less time complaining. That was Donald Trump's response now as we head towards trying to reopen the country, guys.
Yeah, that needs to be the focus. Thank you, Ash. And to Europe Bureau Chief Hugh Whitfeld in London. Hugh, there's been a staggering coronavirus death toll prediction there too.
Yeah, Matt, this has come from a professor from the University College London, giving evidence to MPs here. He says that the death toll here in Britain could be as high as 40,000, and that is in the first wave. He says there could be at least 6 waves of the virus hitting Britain, and that is quite alarming considering that right now the death toll stands at about 14,500. That's only people who are dying in hospital. The real total is far higher, people dying in the community and in aged care homes as well. There has been quite a bit of criticism here of the government's handling of the coronavirus crisis, the fact that it possibly acted far too late to try and stem the spiralling death toll. Some European politicians have described the forecasts for Britain as frightening. The lockdown here is continuing for at least another 3 weeks. It, of course, has changed everyone's life, including the lives of the royals. William and Kate have been giving an interview via the Zoom online chat app, and they have confessed to the techniques they use for homeschooling for George and Charlotte.
Don't tell the children we've actually kept it going through the holidays. I feel very mean. But yeah, it's just having that bit of structure actually, and it's great. There's so many, again, great tips online.
So there's the tip. If you want to keep the routine for the kids, you just don't tell them it's school holidays. William also saying that they are keeping a very close eye and protecting his grandparents, of course, the Queen and Prince Philip at Windsor Castle. Matt.
Thank you, Hugh. Thank you, team.
The federal government has promised $150 million to better connect Australians online. The package is separated into 3 parts: $50 million to connect school children without internet to the NBN, another $50 million to help those unable to pay their bill for 6 months, the final $50 million to assist small and medium-sized businesses.
The city of Wuhan has drastically revised its coronavirus death toll with a sharp increase of 50%. After weeks of criticism, it wasn't revealing the true toll. China announced another 1,290 deaths, bringing a new toll to almost 3,900 people. Officials claim there were mistakes as they were overwhelmed at the beginning of the crisis and that people who died at home weren't counted. There is new economic data too, showing China's economy has shrunk by 6.8%, going backwards for the first time in decades. Lady Gaga has joined a World Health Organization Zoom chat to discuss her star-studded coronavirus benefit concert. It will raise money for protective equipment for our healthcare workers and say a big thank you to doctors and nurses who are risking their lives right around the world.
It is a love letter to our doctors, a love letter to our nurses and other healthcare professionals who are risking their own lives for the sake of ours.
Taylor Swift, John Legend and Elton John are among those said to perform, and it will be on 7 tomorrow after sunrise.
How good is that?